Virgil Hawkins, Static, DCAU. Virgil Ovid Hawkins is a bang baby and protector of Dakota under the codename Static. He would grow up to become one of Earth's mightiest heroes alongside his longtime best friend and partner Gear. History. Gang warfare. When he was around 9 or 10 years old, Virgil's mother Jean, a medic, was accidentally hit by a stray bullet while helping the victims of a gang riot. She died in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. Despite his small stature and quick tongue, Virgil was an honor roll student before his crime-fighting career began. He was also involved with several extracurricular functions, most frequently helping his father Robert at Dakota's community center. Additionally, he and his best friend Richie Foley were inseparable. During his freshman year of high school, Virgil was bullied by Francis Stone. Virgil was frequently the victim of threats and beatings by Francis and his gang until a classmate intervened. However, this intervention came with a price. Virgil was to join his gang. While Virgil never gave any official answer, considering his natural hatred for gangs, the offer didn't imply an alternative was given. As a result, Virgil became involved in the gang wars of Dakota. The gang wars escalated, culminating in a showdown at the Dakota docks. Though Virgil was no imposing figure, his presence was necessary at the event. Even after being given a gun, Virgil refused to kill his tormentor and promptly threw the firearm in the water. As fists flew in numerous directions, police lights shone overhead. While the gang boys fled in various directions, stray shots collided with strange canisters of gas, which detonated and enveloped the area. Virgil escaped seemingly unscathed, a claim few others at the event could make. Protector of Dakota. He may have appeared fine, but Virgil's body had undergone a massive change. The gas from the Big Bang had charged Virgil's body with electricity. Using electrokinesis, Virgil was able to create a static field and manipulate the energy. After this discovery, he began to hone his powers. With Richie's help, the two agreed Virgil had to use his powers to protect people in Dakota. They created a costumed persona, and Static was born. While Static set off to protect Dakota, the same couldn't be said for the other teens affected by the gas. Virgil's old nemesis F-Stop was present at the Big Bang as well, and developed pyrokinesis, the elemental ability to psionically generate, control and manipulate fire and flame. Donning the name Hotstreak, he began to terrorize all of Dakota until Static put a stop to his efforts. Hotstreak was the first in a long list of enemies Static would acquire. While several were teenagers present at the Big Bang, few posed true threats. Things changed, however, when Ervin, a former gang leader and now a living shadow, decided to make a Bang Baby exclusive gang. His first members were Bird Girl Talon and Shiv, a youngster who could generate light weapons from his hands, but he quickly set out to recruit more. Though Static was on that list, the hero opted out, and instead fought to stop the Metabreed's activities. Other rogues included Ferret, Slipstream, Replay, Puff, Onyx, Conger, the anthropomorphic Carmandillo, and hydrokinetic Aquamaria. Static idolizes many black superheroes in his world, such as Soul Power, Anansi, and particularly the Green Lantern, John Stewart. Due to secondary exposure to quantum vapor from Virgil's contaminated clothes, Richie underwent his own delayed mutation as metahuman that granted him superhuman intelligence and highly advanced inventing skills. He would take up the name Gear and join Static as his superhero crime-fighting partner. Static has traveled through time twice. In both incidents, he's crossed paths in events of his own life. The first time was thanks to the powers of Time Zone. He and Gear traveled 5 years into the past, to the night of the Dakota riots, and his mother was killed. In an attempt to prevent her death, he told her about what would happen, as well as his life as Static. Jean convinced him that she had to do her duty to save as many people as she could, and said goodbye to him. Her final words to him were that she was proud of the way he's grown up. When he returns to the present, his father tells him that his mother had told everyone the night she died about how her little Virgil was a hero. The second time came while assisting Batman and Robin in Gotham City. While examining a time machine stolen by a villain, called Timecode, it activated and Static was sent 50 years in the future, where he met this era's Batman, Terry McGinnis, and had to help him save his future self from Cobra. World's Greatest Heroes. As an adult, Static is a member of the Justice League Unlimited and one of the Earth's greatest heroes. Static also has a wife and son, but no details are known about them. When Cobra's leader was arrested, Cobra designed a plan to imprison Static and then negotiate a trade. They forged a holographic message from Gear so as to lure Static into Platform 247, where he was ambushed, subdued and imprisoned in a stasis field. As it turned out, the negotiation, however, was never in Cobra's plans, as they never intended to give up Static. It was but a ruse to provide their leader with an escape opportunity, while he was being transported to the exchange point. After breaking out, the Cobra leader headed off to Cobra's headquarters to kill Static. However, Batman and Static's younger self broke in and took on Cobra's leader and his soldiers. Static released his older self from the stasis field and saw him single-handedly defeat a battalion of Cobra worshippers and their leader with a single jolt. Alternate timeline. Future Static. In Kronos' corrupted timeline, Static is an active member of Justice League Unlimited and has finally started to show his age, his hair now gray, and with an outfit resembling his second uniform during his teenage crime-fighting years. He, along with Batman, Warhawk, and Elder Bruce Wayne, rescue the present-day Justice Leaguers from the augmented Jokers. During the battle with Kronos, Static is absorbed into a random time portal. However, after Batman and Green Lantern undid the damage to the timeline, Static returned to his own time. Romantic interests/sweethearts. Frida Gorin. Virgil's initial secret crush at Dakota Union High School. Though lively and popular in school, she tends to be short-tempered and impulsive, earning her the nickname Hurricane Frida. She is an active participant and the driving force of the school's newspaper. The animated Frida is made as only a supporting character, as opposed to her comic counterpart, in which she plays Gear's role as Virgil's best friend/confidant/an unofficial sidekick to his Static persona. The character was faded out during the third and fourth seasons, with Daisy somewhat filling in her role as Virgil's high school sweetheart. Daisy Watkins. Virgil first met Daisy when he was transferred to the Vanmore Institute, a special school for gifted children. He was struck by her, and after they stopped rogue students Specs and Trapper together, Virgil returned to Union High and Daisy decided to join him. He accidentally got her injured when he was showing off in a fight with Puff and Onyx, which left her in a coma for a short time. Virgil was deeply upset and guilty for what happened, but blamed Puff and Onyx rather than accept his mistake. Rubber Band Man convinced him to look at his own actions. Eventually, when Daisy woke up, Virgil went ecstatic to the hospital and gave her a special gift as a way of apologizing. Later, in order to impress Daisy, Virgil was able to get a pair of tickets to a B2K concert, but at that time Daisy was being stalked by an old camp crush Eddie Felson. Once the matter was resolved, Daisy and Virgil enjoyed the rest of the concert together as good friends. Superpowers, abilities, and techniques. At 14, Static was a metahuman due to the mutagenic chemical quantum vapor. He acquired the ability to manipulate and control electromagnetic phenomena as well as create and mold it to his every whim. Amplified electrical aura. Electromagnetism. Electromagnetic bolts. Electromagnetic force fields. Flight via electromagnetic levitation. Static cling. Taser noogie. Taser punch. Ball lightning. Technology manipulation. Nova burst. Electromagnetic pulse. Radio wave auditory. In addition, he also gained immunity to mind control and electrocution. Like other electrokinetics, such as black lightning and livewire, his powers could be temporarily negated or shorted out when he came into contact with water like light bulbs. He could use his powers as an alternate source to energize the power ring of a Green Lantern, which was just as effective as a charge from a power battery, and even while the wearer was actively using it. Static did not rely heavily on gadgetry. Richie made him zap caps, tiny grenades of electromagnetic power that could be used when Static was shorted out, as well as a special tracking device that Static could detect with his power. Richie also made him the Static Saucer, a formidable mylar disc Static could use with his powers to transport himself on, creating a platform for flight. Before that, he used either garbage can lids or manhole covers. Static also held a distinct advantage over his enemies that many electrokinetics did not possess: a gifted, scientific mind. His understanding of science, particularly in the fields of magnetism, electricity, chemistry, physics, electromagnetism, and more allowed him to make full use of his power's potential, which allowed him to take control of the battlefield, much to the dismay of his enemies. His knowledge and understanding of science combined with his creative and dynamic mind allowed him to take his enemies by surprise, inventing his way around the limits of his powers on the fly. Powers and abilities. Powers. Bang Baby. Electromagnetism. Electroblast. Electrokinesis. Magnetic manipulation. Cosmic awareness. Static broke a fourth wall twice to give a viewer a public service announcement. Abilities. Science. Weaknesses. Power limitation. Static stores a finite amount of electrical power, using them considerably can exhaust his stamina, and thus he must replenish it from exterior electrical sources. Vulnerability to water. Static's powers could be shorted out when exposed to water. Paraphernalia. Equipment. Gloves, Static wore special gloves to better channel his powers. Shock boxes, communication walkie-talkie style boxes designed by Richie and given power by Static that allows for communication between the two when Static is on the job. These are highly durable and resistant to EMP. Transportation. Static saucer, a disc made of steel and mylar that could be folded up and stored inside Static's coat and unfolded with a jolt of electricity. Weapons. Zap caps, grenades of electromagnetic energy, to be used if his powers were shorted out. If you want to support me, check out my Patreon at https://www.patreon.com/kayashin. I tend to polls that decide important plot stuff in my p@trian. Many thanks to my awesome patrons. Ben Phillips.
If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.